Good morning, Twitch.tv. Good morning. Sorry, hold on. Good morning, Twitch.tv. Good morning to YouTube as well. And of course, good morning, Mini Motorways. We're off to Lisbon for today's daily challenge. We get half road tiles, which is bad, but we start with 3 motorways, which is nice. That's certainly something. I'm sorry. Samurai Sam was here first. Hulkaman insists that he was here second, but no record is kept of that in this channel, so. Will never fail that whenever the Goog says, and of course, good morning, Hulkaman thinks it's going to be good morning, Hulkaman. One of these days it will be, Matt. One of these days it will. Hold on. Your birthday's not Cinco de Mayo, is it? That's Hank Green. I'm thinking of Hank Green, whose birthday is Cinco de Mayo. Tangent. I understand why Vlogbrothers stopped trying to make Hanko de Mayo a thing. I get it. I absolutely get it. It was the correct call. I'm not saying they shouldn't have done this. But I, too, was a silly, ignorant white person on the internet in 2009, and I liked Hanko de Mayo, and I'm sad that it's not a thing. But I get it. That having been said, May 1st is Hokamat's birthday. Interesting. Let's look at our calendar here. May 1st is a Thursday. Interesting. It's like an 8% chance I remember this. But, alright, so, actually, we can, this will be better swooped that way. I don't know. I don't think it matters. Hold on. Now, it all looks nice and simple and well-planned. Hooray! Things being nice, simple, and well-planned is, better than we usually get in this country. I don't know. You 4 go over here, go into this big orange circle. You 3 come down here and go into the slightly less big yellow square. Actually, I guess they take up the... Hold on. Wait. Oh, are we exposing something? Hold on. Are these, like, the same? They must be. They take up the same area. I guess the circle kind of pushes against the boundaries of the parking area in a way that the square doesn't. So maybe the square business is indeed just a little bit smaller. We can go with that. All right, that'll be fine. That's okay. Our worldview is not presently shattered. Always good. Let's restructure this such that the blues and yellows can go around over to here. We maintain 1B, 1R for as very long as possible. Welcome at it would have been a dinner in your honor, though. And also with other people and with fanciness and nonsense garbage. Okay, fine. But also, whenever someone says they want to give you an award for your work, the correct response is, thank you. Usually. Sometimes you don't want that, I suppose. Good afternoon, Sun Flare Space. Sunny was here. Let's be aspirational and say 19th. Sunny was here 19th. Please ignore every available metric to the contrary. Sunflare Space was here 19th today. We will take a 4th motorway. We can probably afford to only have 5 road tiles. We've still got 19 in the bank. Yeah, indeed. There was a squeaky meowy Nora. She's very meowlative because, well, she's Nora. We know the deal with this cat at this point. These 4 oranges, actually, go back over here. Hey, last night, for folks who weren't aware, we began Dragon Age, the Veilguard on stream. And I gotta say, that's a fun video game. That is a good and fun and enjoyable video game. At least through the first, 2.5 hours. we got, we were streaming for 3 hours and 45 minutes, which means we got a solid 2.5 hours of gameplay in. Character creation is, important. Yeah, had a really good and fun time with Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Nary a substantive complaint to be had, but again, it was the first, 2.5 hours of gameplay, so there's still theoretical time for it to turn to... I don't know why we're even entertaining the possibility. It's a good, fun game, and it will continue to be a good, fun... What are you doing over there, cat? God! She found the noisiest cat toy and has decided that this is the one that must die this morning. Oh, God. It's interesting that they call them cat toys when really it's, thing for cat to try to murder. Anyway, we'll take 20 road tiles. I've got a roundabout. We've not yet used it. We'll take the extra insurance of having 20 road tiles. Hi there, orange fellas. What are we going to do about you, I wonder? Okay, let's do this. Motorway number 1 will hoop over this way to the eastern entrance. Then these 2 oranges, like so, will support this business from there. And these 3 oranges will take the rather longish road and get over here to this side. That all seems feasible. That's feasible and reasonable. You smush them together, you get feasible. Yeah. So we do this, that, and the other thing. And indeed, as Samurai Sam has noted, is a full Goog stream week. Ah, hooray. Hooray for a full Goog stream week. A week with no in-person travel jobs. It's amazing. It's astonishing. Don't get used to it because it's not happening next week, I think. I'm pretty sure I'm still scheduled for an in-person job next week. Let's find out together. Haha. We can look here. Yep. April 15th. Well, April 5th. Actually, hold on. April 15th, I have a job that starts at 3:30. So I could definitely do Gimmimimim that day. Unfortunately, that is a Thursday. So April 15th, 2 weeks from yesterday. Wait, no. This coming third. I'm very confused. Would help if I looked at the right calendar. I was looking at the calendar from May. April 15th is a Tuesday. So Tuesday. This coming Tuesday, in fact. We're going to take the motorway because motorways are just fancier, better bridges. My point is there shan't be a Spider-Man stream this Tuesday. There may, in fact, be one on Friday. We'll see. But, good luck on the Forever Run. Hulkamat is going to have 9 days off, which is nice. Always a good thing. Hi there, yellow circle friend. Do we care about you? I mean, theoretically, eventually. Oh, okay, well, dark blue circle friend is mean and bad, but we can swoop motorway number 1 right there. We can doot a 4th house into you. That should be generally okay for a while. Maybe not forever and ever for all of the time, but, for now, I think that should be fine. This 4th blue house... actually, let's restructure this road rather than hook you a long way. We'll do this. There we go. And now we have a Basil Plaza right over here. And fortunately, we just took an additional bridge. Samurai Sam would like the Goog to recap the plot of Mean Girls. Ooh, Mean Girls, a movie I have seen a very good many times that, well, listen, every time I watch Mean Girls, I have the thought, this could and perhaps should be the last time I watch Mean Girls, because, man, it is an exceedingly 2004 movie. And, well, listen, there are certain things about that are good and fun and enjoyable, and we're going to make liberal use of this button. But also, in let's say, some of the humor and writing style, it's an exceedingly 2004 movie. But, that's fine. So once upon a time, there was a girl named Katie. Oh, by the way, this is based on a book I and no one ever read, I think. But then Tina Fey turned it into a movie. So good job, Tina Fey. Oh, and then they turned the movie into a musical, and then they turned the musical into a movie and brought back Tina Fey, and to my understanding, nobody watched it. Like, I didn't watch it, so clearly nobody watched it. Was it good? I heard that the musical was good, but anyway. We have oranges over here, which is kind of a problem, because we don't really have a connection of oranges anywhere else, so it might be problematic for the future. Oh well. For the present, we'll just slap motorway number 3 on this orange house and send it off that way. This is just a very long driveway, if you think about it. Not too hard, but if you think about it for a little bit, that turns into just a very long driveway. Okay. So once upon a time, there was a girl named Katie. And Katie is from Africa, but she's white. This is a point of humor. So Katie grew up in Africa because her parents are like jungle researcher, anthropologist people? Question mark? I don't know. We'll take the bridge for the extra road tile. I could maybe bridge these light blues down here, but that would get rid of all of my spare road. So let's not do that. Let's rather do something else, such as grab these 2 dark blue houses right here, draw motorway number 4, and swing you down this way. So Katie grew up in Africa, but then for ... reasons, perhaps including and amounting to her parents thought it would be a good idea, she had to go to high school in basically Chicago. I don't think it is Chicago. I think it's like a suburb of Chicago. But Katie had to go to high school in basically Chicago. So here's this person who's never been in like American society or anything, learning how to go to high school and learning all about girls. And okay, so she goes to high school, and it turns out that high school sucks. This is revelatory. This is new information to Katie and America and the world. High school, as it happens, kind of sucks. All right, let's redraw. I want to redraw this motorway here so that we can get this road to fix itself. Basically, I want this house to point right over here, but I can't just have it do that with the way the motorway was because the extant on-ramp was like, now. So we have to wait and pretend that the on-ramp's over here, and then put the thing there, and then put the thing back here, just so that these 3 can go over there. It's a whole complicated pile of bullshit. Anyway, next, we've got to account for this yellow business. Fine. We can do that with some careful restructuring of motorway number 4. Motorway number 4 will slide over here. All of this dark blue road, you remember when we moved that down? Well, fuck that. Let's move it back up. So these 1, 2, 3, 4 dark blues will continue snaking their way over here. These 1, 2 dark blues will motorway number 4 down to here. And we're just going to steal these 2 yellows to support that. Off you go. So Katie goes to high school, and it turns out that there's a whole bunch of cliques and packs and whatnot because everything's just like the jungle. This is a very 2004 movie. So some groups are divided by race because, well, that's their defining trait. And some groups are defined by, like, nerdiness or plastic bitchiness. And the plastic bitchiness is played by, like, actual famous people, including Rachel McAdams, who would go on to have a really good, successful career, and Lacey Chabert, who was the voice of Eliza Thornberry, and also Meg Griffin for, like, a season of Family Guy, and Amanda Seyfried, who was in Jennifer's Body, and a bunch of other things that I'm sure are also good. And did I mention that Katie is played by Lindsay Lohan? And did I mention that I was 17 years old in 2004? I told you we're going to get liberal use out of this button. Anyway. We got to do something about these grays. So, what is the something we've got to do out of these grays? This is bad. I don't like any of this. I don't think I have the road to bridge this. I want to bridge these 2 over to here, but that would be a lengthy bridge, so at least at present we can't do that. So we'll build motorway number 5. And also, we're kind of out of spare grays, so motorway number 6 is just going to have to do that. I don't love any of that, to be clear, but we're going to have to do those things. So Katie tries to make friends with the plastics, and it doesn't go well because, well, she's awkward and from Africa, and Karen's dumb, and Gretchen's mean, and Regina's the queen bee, and definitely in charge. They don't like her until Regina takes an interest in her for some reason. I don't remember why Regina initially takes an interest in Katie. Oh well. But shortly before Regina takes an interest in Katie, she meets Janice? Yes, Janice. Janice, who is a goth girl who is definitely, maybe a lesbian, who knows, ? That becomes a plot point later. And what's their friend's name? Damien? That sounds right. Damien, who is just the most gay person imaginable. This is a very 2004 movie. This is an exceedingly 2004 movie. I'm vibrating with the knowledge that this is a very 2004 movie. Anyway, let's take another motorway, 5 more road tiles, and think about what we've done. I don't think we have anything really to change here, do we? Oh, hi, something to change. Well, actually, we can just kind of swing that orange up that way. And, we don't need 3 oranges. We only have 2. And we have you going off. Okay, fine. That seems reasonable. I understand now. Do we need more orange for this square? Or is this square just fine? I kind of think this square is just fine. At least for now. So Katie meets Janice and Damien, and it turns out that Janice and Regina used to be friends, and then they, broke up. Depending on who tells it, it's either because Regina's a stone cold bitch, or because Regina thought Janice made a move on her and she wasn't down for that. I don't think this is ever resolved. I think it's just kind of lingering. Anyway, Janice has, Regina takes an interest in Katie for reasons. It might be the Africa thing. I think it's the Africa thing. So Regina takes an interest in Katie, possibly because of the Africa thing, and Janice hatches a brilliant plan. Katie will infiltrate the plastics, learn all about them, and then sabotage them, and the South Park gag with 3 question marks, and then Regina George is ruined. I don't know if Janice had a plan there. I think her plan was that an opportunity would present itself. And to be fair to Janice, an opportunity did present itself. Sometimes, it's like known unknowns and unknown knowns. You remember that? You don't always have to have every detail of the plan. You just have to acknowledge and be willing to accept there will come a time when we have the chance to socially destroy Regina George, and when it does, we must pounce. So this was the plan. They're going to destroy Regina George because she was mean to Janice. Okay, fine, whatever. So Katie infiltrates the plastics, and they show her all about, being a plastic, which amounts to wearing pink on Wednesdays and being generally hot and having a bad mother played by Amy Poehler? I think Amy Poehler played Regina's mom. That sounds right. Yeah, there's a great many people who have been, in one way or another, socially destroyed by Regina George. It is kind of her thing. Speaking of things that are kind of her... Speaking of things, let's do this real quick. We're going to take these 3 lightish bluish and also these 2 over here. We're going to voop them together like that. Take motorway number 2 and swip it over to here. Don't ever make that sound again. But, so these 3 and these 2 make 5, and 5 houses is more than 2 houses, so this circle will now be much better supported. Thank you very much. Do we need to do anything else? No. So, as Regina, as Katie is infiltrating the plastics and learning all about them, she's also like moving up the hierarchy because it turns out she's like smart and kind, which is a revelatory statement to high school girls in 2004 because this is a very 2004 movie, and this is embodied by me banning yet another fucking bot. Oh my fucking god, Twitch! Every goddamn stream with the. Okay. Every stream in the world. Let us. Can we take another motorway? I think we have the road tiles to take another motorway. We'll take another motorway. All right, so we've got 2 of those. I don't think there's anything like on fire right now. Honestly, I could probably replace motorway number 2 with just road at this point, at this juncture. Like, I've got a decent amount of spare road kicking around here. Actually, I think that's the correct thing to do in this situation. So let's do that. And we're going to chop motorway number 2. Of course, by chop motorway number 2, I actually mean we're going to redraw all of this yellow stuff. We're going to have these 4 yellows come together. And then we're going to swing one end of motorway number 2 over here and one end of motorway number 2 up here. So these 4 yellows can now service this business. In the long run, this wants to be a road, but I did just spend a bunch of road replacing motorway number 2. So, like, eventually we're going to want... Actually, let's just do that. Yeah, these 2 yellow houses are going to want to road themselves up this way, but, you know. All right, give me these road tiles back. So Katie's infiltrating the plastics, and the plastics have this tradition of performing Jingle Bell Rock at like a Christmas talent show every year, and apparently they've been... Here are things we learn about the plastics rendition of Jingle Bell Rock at the Christmas talent show or whatever. 1, they've been doing the exact same routine since they were in middle school. 2, it is the most sexually charged high school talent performance you have ever fucking seen. And listen, here's a don't think too hard about it moment. Listen, when you are a 17-year-old boy in 2004 and you have Rachel McAdams and Lacey Chabert and Lindsay Lohan and Amanda Seyfried dancing on screen and intentionally being sexy, we're gonna hit this button. Do not think too hard about the fact that the plastics have apparently been doing the same routine since fucking middle school. One could assume that it had a very different energy when these children were 6th graders. We're not thinking about it. We're not thinking about it. We're moving on. I'm going to take 20 road tiles because I have motorways. And if you have motorways, you don't need bridges because motorways are just fancy, better bridges. Also, we're going to hook this orange up into here. And, come to think of it, we've sort of divided and conquered our efforts here. I think this might be bad. I think we might be in trouble. Just a little bit of trouble. Just a soup song of trouble. A teaspoon of trouble here. Maybe. A little bit. My point is, this is 4 orange houses. But if we were to do, say, this, actually, I think if we were to do that, this motorway would be mad and not be, oh, okay, we can still do that. Great. So this is 6 orange houses, and 6 orange houses, you may have noticed and been able to count, is more than 4 orange houses. So what we'll do is we'll take these 6 orange houses and we'll have them service the circle place. And then these, like 4 or whatever, can keep using motorway number 7 to go over here. So the plastics are performing Jingle Bell Rock and /or doing their softcore striptease act. And shit goes wrong because, well, there were always 3 of them, and now there are 4. And they've been doing the same routine since they were in middle school, and Gretchen can't keep up with the new steps because she's on the other side of Regina now. So Gretchen kicks the boombox, which is playing the CD of Jingle Bell Rock because they don't actually have talent, they just are dancing. Well, but they're also dancing poorly. Anyway, it's a very 2004 movie. I can say that in response to my own stupid Blythe commentary, right? I can get away with that just as much as the movie can, right? This is a very 2004 recap of a very 2004 movie. Okay. This dark blue way the hell over here will be serviced by these dark blues way the hell over here. Motorway number 8 is an immediate contender for the longest fucking motorway that's ever been. So Gretchen can't get the steps right because she's on the wrong side of Regina, and they made this decision, by the way, they made this decision as they were going on stage. There was no practice, there was no rehearsal. They had the coordinating outfits. They got an outfit for Katie. They got an outfit for Katie so that she could be part of the routine, but they never, until the very moment they were about to go on stage, considered, wait, there's more of us now. Where's Katie gonna go? Regina just decided that Katie was gonna go on her left, even though Gretchen's usually on her left, but Regina has to be in the middle because, well, she's Regina George. Come on now. So Gretchen's in the wrong position, and Gretchen kicks the boombox, and the boombox falls over, and oh shit, everything's gone to shit. Until it turns out Katie, 1, can sing a little bit, and 2, knows the words to Jingle Bell Rock. So she just sings it. And everyone, despite the fact that everyone in school hates the plastics, and Katie, the new girl from Africa, is just in the plastics now, everybody's fine and kind and generous to Katie, so they go along with it and they play the song. Okay. So everybody sings Jingle Bell Rock, and they have a nice little wholesome moment, and the plastics win the talent show and save the Civic Center or something. I don't know. Everybody claps, and we move on with our lives. Did I mention that Tina Fey not only wrote this movie or helped write this movie, but is in this movie? Yeah, she plays a math teacher, and she pressures Katie to do math stuff because Katie's good at math, and Katie doesn't want to because, ew, plastic, math. But she is secretly good at math, so, like, Tina Fey is fond of Katie, but doesn't actually, Katie kind of fucks her over a little bit. Yeah, that happens. That's a plot point. That's a running thread. Let's take another bridge. Yeah, we'll take another bridge. Probably more useful than a second roundabout, given that we've had this one roundabout for, I think, the entire run, and we haven't used it yet. So... not saying we won't, but am saying we're running out of conditions by which we theoretically could. Okay. So Katie continues infiltrating the plastics, and Janice hatches an evil plan, which amounts to, what if we get Regina fat? Oh, right, we have to steal Regina's boyfriend, whose name is Aaron Samuels? I think I know that. I think that's correct. So we have to steal Regina's boyfriend, and it's convenient that we have to steal Regina's boyfriend because Katie thinks he's cute. So on October 3rd, he asks her what day it is, and she tells him it's October 3rd. This is a thing that's just going to be burned into my brain for fucking ever. And then they're cute and flirty or whatnot, and then, she's going to make a big move at him at the Halloween party, but oh no, Katie, the girl from Africa, doesn't understand that high school girl Halloween parties are just excuses to get slutty, so she shows up as, like, Bride of Frankenstein, and everyone else is like, ooh, slutty! And, well, 17-year-old boy, 2004, we're going to hit this button. And then, we've already got 2 traffic lights. We haven't used them. We're going to take 20 more road tiles and figure out, do we need to do anything? Got these grays over here. I looped a couple more of them in. This yellow square is just fine. This yellow circle's kind of humming along despite only having 3 houses of support. I'm sure that's going to be just as good and fine now as it will be forever. Yeah, let's go with that. That's going to be a fun thing to pretend. You know, I can't help but notice I have 9 motorways deployed, and I have this constant running thought in my head. Well, not constant, but I have this occasional thing that pops up that's like, you know, I don't think the game's going to give me a 10th motorway if I have 9. There are times when when you have like a double motorway thing and it will give you the 9th and 10th at the same time. And once you have a 10th, it has no compunction about giving you an 11th, a 12th, a 13th, etc. But I think once you have 9, the game is really hesitant to give you a 10th. That may or may not actually be true, but it feels true. And that's the most important thing. The most important thing is the acknowledgement that this circle over here is quickly kafucking itself. You remember that spiel I just went on about the game not giving me a 10th motorway? Never mind. So let's grab these two light blues and we're just going to hoop them up into here. And you see this is paying immediate dividends as these houses now provide further support for this circle. Okay. Hey, you remember like 5-10 minutes ago when we were doing this garbage with this yellow and we were thinking maybe eventually these two yellows would have a road that went up here, and then I completely forgot about that plan because honestly that road should have existed for the past 5 weeks or whatever. Turns out it's good that it didn't because this has gone circular now, and now we need motorway number 2. However, this yellow circle, not exactly thriving despite having all of 2 houses. How dare it? So what we'll do is we'll go over here and we'll loop these 2 down into here, which does create a kind of terrible nightmare intersection, but at least it gets a couple more houses there, which is something. It's something. I don't necessarily know if that counts as a good something, but it's certainly something. Good something, by the way, is a band that had a track on Madden 2004, which will now be stuck in the head of every Madden gamer for the rest of time. No, wait, that's Good Charlotte. Oh well. I was gonna build a motorway over to here, but I realized I don't have one. I don't have one yet because that motorway had not yet gone away, but now that it has, we can do this. Hold on. Okay, so what we're gonna do. You remember this yellow over here, which is thriving despite having like 6 houses? And by 6, I mean 3. What if we took our one little roundabout and we stuck it there? Because that's where it fits. And we have these yellows go into there and then down here. And these yellows come into here. So now we have 5 rather than 3 servicing this yellow circle. Additionally, we have these 5 yellow houses take motorway number 10 straight up to here. So we have 5 go there, 5 go there. Everything's coming up Goog House. Okay. So Katie shows up to the Halloween party dressed as the Bride of Frankenstein, and it's like, what are we doing here? And she's sad about stuff. But then, something, they move on to the next phase of Janice's plan, which involves making Regina fat, because Lord knows someone as nice and pretty and popular as Regina George can't possibly survive gaining like 10 pounds because, well, these are high school girls and this is a very 2004 movie. I don't remember when this great business came into existence. It was a while ago. It appears to be doing just fine, honestly. So, good for you, great business. We'll take a roundabout to replace the roundabout I finally used. Hey, I used a roundabout. Do you need to do anything else? I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're okay. We're probably fine. This has gone circular, but it is also supported if we snake through by these orange houses here. So yeah, 6 orange houses can support an orange circle. That's totally fine. So Katie convinces Regina to eat basically Swedish butter bars, I think, under the guise of them being African nourishment snacks for poor, impoverished African babies. I don't think I'm making that up. I think that's the exact justification. All of the light blues in the world are mad. Given that it's all of them, I can't really do anything about this. So we're going to have to hope that we get through rush hour just fine. So Regina eats butter bars and gains like 10 pounds, and oh no, she's fat now. Also, she had a pimple. She gained 10 pounds and had a pimple. This means she is ruined. However, she goes to the... did I mention that the plastics have this thing they call the burn book? This is important. It's kind of like a MacGuffin for the entire plot of the movie, come to think of it. So basically, the plastics have this book where they write down mean things about their friends so they don't, say them to people and get in trouble. Some folks call this a journal, but, this is a little bit more organized, and I suppose they're theoretically using it as blackmail material, so okay, fine. High-calorie food bars for African babies, but Katie disguises them as super awesome, make you hotter food or something. I don't know. Because, there's a running joke where Regina says she just wants to lose 3 pounds, even though she's fucking like Regina George and doesn't need to. And then later in the movie, she's like, I just want to lose 3 pounds. And the other plastics look at her like, only 3? Because, again, this is a very 2004 movie. All of the grays and dark blues are mad now. I think everything's just kind of dying. But we'll get to 4,900. Nope, we didn't even get to 4,900. Shame. Shame. 4,894 commuters over 132 days. That is a good score. And Sam has dropped the GGs in the chat. Hooray! Top 2% in the world, number 11, just outside the top 10, and well and truly comfortably ahead of our good friend Samurai Sam. Drop those GGs in the chat if you've got them. Where did my Wordle go? There's my Wordle. Okay, so Regina's fat now, and she realizes, wait a second, these aren't Swedish make you hotter bars, they're African starving children make you less starving bars. I have been deceived by this usurper, Katie Heron. And she goes nuts, and she screams and she whines, and she goes back to her house, and she finds the burn book, and she realizes, I have a master plan. So she writes, this girl is the meanest, awfulest, horriblest person in the entire world, and she slaps a picture of Regina George. And everyone's like, what? Then she goes back to the school and she disseminates pages from the burn book, all of this blackmail material that she has on everyone, just tossing it out for the world to see. And, the hot dog eater clubs are like, oh, this person ate a hamburger one time. Oh, no. And they're fighting. And the Asian club is like, oh, this person is South Korean instead of West Korean. Oh, no. And they're fighting. And the mathletes are like, oh, this person used a calculator one time. Oh, no. And they're fighting. And everyone's fighting. And there are 3 girls in the whole school who aren't mentioned in the burn book. And they are Gretchen Wieners, Karen Smith, and Katie Heron. Clearly these 3 are the ones who have done the whole thing, not our poor saint Regina George. Regina George was named the most horrible fugly person. Clearly she is not to blame here. Oh, right, there's also a scene with, part of the thing is breaking up the plastics, and Gretchen doesn't get any candy canes, and Glen Coco gets 3, and you go, Glen Coco. Yes, Gretchen Wieners! One of the plastics is named Gretchen Wieners. Her father invented toaster strudel. You say her name with respect, damn it! This is a fun movie, even though it is, again, a very 2004 film. It's an exceedingly 2004 film. 2004 is not a 5-letter word, however. Do you know what is a 5-letter word? It could be fetch. It's not fetch. God damn it, Wordle. Work with me here. Okay. So Glen Coco gets his candy canes. And did I mention that Tim Meadows is in this movie? So Tim Meadows, who's the principal, and has his arm in a cast for reasons that aren't explained in the movie, but I think are related to a legitimate real-life arm injury that Tim Meadows suffered. So Tim Meadows is the principal, and he calls all the girls into the gymnasium, and they basically have to hash out all of their differences, and they do that in an assembly because, Tim Meadows can keep them here all day. Until his assistant principal leans over and whispers, you can keep them until 4. And then Tim Meadows says, I will keep you here until 4. It's a very quotable 2004 movie. So they have all of their differences, despite the fact that one of the girls doesn't even go there. And they do trust falls. And then something, it's junior prom, but also the same night as a math thing. I don't remember why they scheduled a math thing for the same night as the prom because, come on. I think that might literally be text. I don't remember if that's subtext or text, but they scheduled a math thing for the same night as a big dance because Come on. So Katie goes to the math thing because, again, she's good at math, even though she's been hiding that she's good at math because, ew, ucky math! So she goes to the math thing, and she wins the math thing because the limit does not exist. And she learns not to judge other girls because, like, she's against a other girl who's ugly or something. And she's like, wait a second, I shouldn't be thinking about how this girl's ugly. This girl's gonna kick my ass at math, which matters because, moving on, the limit does not exist. And there's a limit thing, and I don't know limits, so the limit doesn't exist, but that's a thing that happens. And Katie wins the math bowl, and then they have just enough time to go back to the spring thing, where Katie wins a breakable plastic tiara, which she snaps into 1,000 pieces and tosses everywhere, and all of the plastics get one. And Regina... Oh, did I mention that Regina got hit by a bus? I probably should have mentioned that Regina got hit by a bus. Regina got hit by a bus? Also, did I mention that Regina got hit by a bus? Is the title of the episode? I forgot to mention that Regina got hit by a bus. If you've been listening to the Goog recap the plot of the 2004 film Mean Girls for, a full and complete rundown, I apologize. I have failed in my duty. Bus is a 3-letter word, but it could be... I don't know. It could be panko. Panko's a 5-letter word. Okay, there's an A and an O in this word. Great. We'll get there eventually. It can't be croak. That has a C and a K. Okay. Clancy will go on to explain how... listen, there's a... Well, the movie does kind of... There was the thing with Janice, and then at the end, spoilers, they all become friends and Girl World is happy or whatever. Regina joins the field hockey team, which, this is a very 2004 movie. And for a very 2004 movie, putting a girl on a field hockey team is a choice. They never make it text. They never go out and say why they made that choice. But... it is a very 2004 movie, making a very intentional choice to put Regina George on a field hockey team. So Regina goes and plays field hockey, and Katie gets to be with Aaron, and Janice and Damien kiss, and then they're like, maybe no. And then off they go. Janice winds up hooking up with Kevin, the weird Indian kid from the math club. There's a weird Indian kid in the math club. His name is Kevin. Janice and Kevin become a thing, I think. That sounds right. And then Gretchen goes and becomes second fiddle to basically a Vietnamese Regina who has a little clique of Vietnamese chicks. But it's funny because they're Vietnamese. This, again, is a very 2004 movie. And Karen goes and, her boobs can tell if it's raining. It's like they have ESPN or something. So this has been Goog recaps the plot of the very 2004 film Mean Girls. I must say, Sam, you are 3 for 3 on these. I thought Goog recaps the plot of Blake would be a fun little channel point reward. It turns out I was right. Thank you, Sam. Oh, God. All right. What are we doing about this? There's an A and an O. It could be poach? No, it can't be poach. There's no C and no H. It could be... It's not going to be sores, but maybe there's an S in there somewhere. There is no S in there anywhere. But, we got an R. That's something. It could be growl. It's not actually a word, but it can't be grown because there's no N. It could be growed. Is that a no? Okay, fine. What about broad? That's a nice, widely defined term. No? Okay. Well, we figured out where the R goes. That doesn't help too much, but... So the A has to be either the first or the fifth. Could it be arson? No, there's no S and no N, so it can't be arson. It similarly can't be argon or artox. Argon is an element, that's true, but there is no N in the word. So, it could be arlog. Could absolutely, except for the fact that that's not a word. O could be the first letter. It could be, well, it can't be organ, because again, there's no N. But it could be, is there anything that fits those two X's? I don't think so. I mean, there's an Overwatch hero, but there's also no S in the word, so it can't even be that. Okay. Well, if the A isn't the last letter, it then fits that the A is the first letter. And if A is the first letter, then O has to be the fourth letter. So probably there's a word that fits this structure that I'm just not seeing. I think I saw it. Okay. Whew. Those double letter words, man. They're pains in the ass. But we got it. And that's what matters. Let us jump into Time Guesser. We have the Straddle Cops. Oh no! Not the Straddle Cops! Alright, Alright, so this appears to be a police escort for a Spanish submarine. Is this a police escort for a Spanish submarine or perhaps Italian submarine? Are you a Spanish or Italian submarine? That's certainly what this looks like. It looks like we're doing a police escort for a Spanish or perhaps Italian submarine. Okay. It's Italian or some kind of Spanish, to make another Family Guy reference? Sure. What website is this? www.italiansubmarine.org. All right, everybody go to italiansubmarine.org. Okay, yeah, that's an Italian flag, and yeah, Sonny says it's Italian. It is indeed. Italiansubmarine.org. Now then, when are we exactly? Relatively modernish. We've got phones there. Not horrendously modern. Like, these don't seem to be iPhone-shaped phones. No, these are more like brick phones. So this would be, what, 2008? Was there a famous Italian submarine at any point? I don't know. This feels like 2010? I mean, my man here is in the fanny pack and sandals combo is timeless, so that could be at any point in history and be equally fashionable. I'm sorry, I can't get over this cop. It's a very funny cop. All right, so we're somewhere in Italy in 2008. Where in Italy? It's a wonderful question. I don't know. It's only so big. It's in this circle right here. All right. Let's just say that we're. Don't suppose we might be Sicilian about this, might we? Might we? Could we be Sicilian about this? I think that might be a bit of a guess. All right, we're in, let's say, Roma. We're in Rome. We'll be a little bit closer to the coast, I guess. And it's 10. It was 5. Also, it was in northern Italy. Okay, fine. Next. Oh, this guy's not happy. Oh, okay, so this was, well, this is definitely Wall Street, and probably just yesterday, because honestly, like, we enjoy doing that sort of thing here at Time Guesser. This guy has NYSE, New York Stock Exchange, tells you exactly where we are. Also, he appears to be wearing a 9/11 memorial pin, which doesn't honestly mean too much. Oh. I was gonna wonder what this other flag was that seems to be joined with the United States, implying that they're friends forever, but then I figured out what I think it is. So we're moving on. Yeah, this is the New York Stock Exchange, and it was... I mean, the beautiful thing about capitalism is that this guy can be shocked at his money going away at any point in like half a dozen places in time, but it was probably just yesterday. Sam, it's Israel. This is an Israeli flag. U.S. and Israel, best buds forever. Yep. All right. Let's see here. New York. It's a hell of a town. The schoolyard's up, and the shopping mall's down. The stray dogs go to the animal pound. Wait, that's Springfield. Anyway, where in the NYSE building do we think we are? We are... it's a very long hashtag, Sam, but you're not wrong. Whenever anyone says New York, they mean Manhattan. We're going to say that we're right here in the New York Stock Exchange, and it's 2025. Hey, look at that. We're in the New York Stock Exchange in 2025. 10,000 points. Next. Hi there, Hillside buddies. Okay, so we've got some Hebrew text. Okay. I have no idea what that says because I cannot read it. But we're Hillside friends in... I mean... Boy. We're not exactly covering ourselves in glory here in terms of obvious giveaway shit. We've got... It's a black and white photo of somewhat vaguely modernish looking people. Man, I don't know. Like this, in terms of time frame, I'm thinking late 60s, early 70s. Like this could be 1974. This could be like the north central part of Israel in 1974. It could also be, Western Pennsylvania in 1986. So, I don't fucking know. Maybe this is like a famous photo and you're supposed to recognize who one of these two guys is. And this is like one of the 85 times that people saying they were Israel people decided that this land over there is mine because God reasons. That doesn't really narrow it down, but we're going to pick one of those. So, we're in... let's say this hilly part of the world, right there. And it's 1971? It's 1981. Okay. Oh, these were people protesting against one of the times that people who said they were Israel people said this land over here is mine because reasons. Got it. Okay, fine. Whatever. We got 7,000 points. We'll move on. Hi there, dude who looks like a dude hitting a ball with your head. All right. I think I have an idea as to where we might be. It's just a thought. It's a semi-reasonable suspicion I have. I think this might be a semi-reasonable suspicion. All right, so this ball-headed buddy, and judging by the phones here, this is a little less than absolutely modern. Because... yeah, this appears to just be a regular-ass wristwatch, and these phones are so small and so camera-like, some of them might actually be cameras. Like, this appears to be a literal camera. A tiny camera, but still. But yeah, that's a flip phone, that's a brick phone, that's a flip phone. Okay, alright. It would help probably more if I knew what famous Chilean national soccer player this was. I don't. But we're going to safely conclude that this is a Chilean national soccer player, and we are somewhere in Chile in 2013. 2013 feels reasonable. All right, let's go down to Chile. We'll say that we're in Valparaiso, because why not? Oh, do we want to go to Santiago, which is a bigger, more central, more populated place? Okay, fine. We're in Santiago, Chile in 2013. Now listen, this is also obviously a school playground. I suppose we should zoom into Santiago and try to find something that looks like it could be a park. Just try to pull it out of thin air. Fine. We're actually here at the Plaza Brazil. Makes all the difference in the world, right? Wrong. Chilean footballer. No, don't translate the page, Google. Chilean footballer Ivan Zamorano. Good job, Chile. Okay. Oh. So it's a benefit for people from Chile who were affected by shit that happened in Chile. I guess if you look, maybe the charity on the shirt, you could have been like, oh, hey, wait a second. Also, for that matter, I think this might be an Argentinian national team jersey. I vaguely recall seeing Lionel Messi in this, but aren't Argentina's jerseys light blue? Anyway, moving on. We got a dude in the snow. Hi there, dude. It's always funny when these time guesser people are aware of the presence of camera. All right. So this is Otapac's cigarettes, I guess. Doves for peace and all that. So probably not English speaking, but definitely European of some stripe. Also, it's snowing. Also, these folks appear prepped for the snow. Also, hat might be a giveaway, but I don't necessarily it's a hat. That's not like the stereotypical Russian hat. It just kind of looks like it. My first thought was Sweden or something, but I don't know. Maybe Moscow? Maybe it is a giveaway? We don't really see, there's no indication that we can see on the train, or the streetcar rather, as to where it's going. So yeah, we just kind of got to pick one. Fuck it, we're in Moscow, and it's 19... I was going to say 50-something, and then, this goatee is not a 50s goatee. This hairstyle is not a 50s hairstyle. This could be the 80s. Yeah, this is a very high-quality picture, even though it's in black and white, so... Yeah, okay. Moscow, 1982? I guess? I don't know, man. Seems conceivable. I'm probably within 5,000 miles of it. We're in the streets of Moscow and it's 1982. Right? We're in Helsinki, Finland, and it's 1970. Sure. Okay. 37,960. That is a score on Time Guesser. Can I do an immaculate grid in 2 minutes? With these teams, maybe. We need MVPs, Red Sox, Guardians, Yankees, dudes what had 100 RSBIs in a season, and dudes what's won them 20 games is. Okay, fine. A Boston Red Sox pitcher who won 20 games in a season is left-hander Grove. I said left-hand. There you go. Boston Red Sox dude who had 100 RSBIs in a season is David Ortiz. He was quite good at baseball, don't you know? Red Sox dude who played for the Yankees is Mike Stanley, first baseman catcher extraordinaire. Yankee who won him the MVP is Aaron Judge. He's somewhat good at baseball. A dude who had a 100 RBI season and won the MVP is Mike Trout, probably. Seems like a thing he would have done. Dude who had a 20-win season and won the MVP is Justin Verlander. He's got to have won 20 games in a... Yup, sure has. And Guardians dude who played for the Yankees is... Wait. Stop. Hold. Think of a Guardian. Wait. Joe Table? No. James Thom? No. Huh. I did indeed fail to remember. Pedro had a 20-win season with the Red Sox? When did Pedro win 20 games? Because that's like the only square here he would have fit. Did Pedro win 20 games in 99 or 2000? Good for him. Shit, dude, we got to think of Guardians. All right, well, a Guardian who had a 100 RBI season is Manny Ramirez. And a Guardian who won him 20 games in a season is some feller named Bob. As for I remember that 1999 is one of the best seasons ever. I don't remember that for his win-loss record. So fuck. I mean, I know there are Guardians who've played for the Yankees. I just gotta think. Oh, Jason Giambi. There you go. That's a good one. Jason Giambi, a Guardian who played for the Yankees. Or vice versa. That is an immaculate grid. Look at these 1% polls. 1%, 1%, 1%, 4%. Pay no attention to the obvious layup guesses for the other 5 squares. But look at those single digits. Yay. All right. This has been Good Morning Mini Motorways. This has been a full and complete week of streams. Thank you all so very much for being here. I intend to be back Monday morning, 7 o'clock Eastern, for another edition of Good Morning Mini Motorways. Until then, thank you all for being here. As always, have a wonderful day, and bye.